Yeah, I have a lot of homework. I have a lot of homework from you, which I have
All
to
of us
do.
have. You name one person who doesn't have. Do you think I don't have? I also have a lot of them. All
No,
of
the
us.
homework posted by you, sir. All the books that you have posted, I have to study. That is my homework.
And actually,
This one is only 20 pages, but
Okay.
no,
very powerful,
no,
very well explained.
everybody should watch 12 Dimensions of Consciousness. It's
Uh-huh.
very, very, that audio, that video. Very
Where
well.
is it?
33 minutes.
Yeah. It's
That is
like
a video?
it's a video.
There's a video. Yeah.
Where is
But
that?
I mean, the same 12 dimensions, he was explaining with the cards and all very well.
Oh,
Yeah,
that guy with the time concept and
Yeah,
all?
yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was watching that, but I
Yes.
said, let me sit down and focus. We cannot multitask with such
But
things.
very well he described how from
Mhm.
3D, 4D, 5D, he was adding one,
Yeah,
how,
yeah,
we are
yeah.
becoming multi-dimensional,
Yes, yes.
as for
That's
art.
a wonderful explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few more on his channel, YouTube channel.
Yeah. What is his
He-
name, sir? His name was not there. That guy's name did not show up.
Yeah, he didn't put his name there.
Yeah. So for us
some
to search on his
somebody or
YouTube, it's
something.
hard.
No,
I'll
the
post it.
gametime.com.
No, I will
He has
post
a
it.
website.
What I have posted is a YouTube link only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, the YouTube link doesn't come. The video pops in and his name, or it's something like gaming,
The
time game dot
gameoftime.com is
game of
there.
time.
It is his YouTube channel itself is that game channel only. Game time channel or something like that.
The game of
The
time.
game, the gameoftime.com.
Correct,
Oh,
correct.
oh, that is his YouTube channel, is it? Mm,
Yes.
Sir,
okay.
question here. Can the uninvited influence come to us maybe in our dream or astral body or whatever?
No.
In
Sir,
the
all that is energy.
Sir,
All
question
that
is
is,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, the question is, can they come to us in the form of known faces?
Yeah,
Yes.
energy, yeah.
Because I had a dream. It's not a dream, but I think it was kind of a conscious but aware. Also, I saw some faces familiar to looks familiar, but they're not the one. It's something told me they're not the right people, and I could see it, and immediately I closed my aura, like I did all that stuff, and it went away.
So basically that person is trying to give you an advice which is not part of him, like, is that right?
No,
It could
something
be
like
advice, it could be anything.
yeah, it was
Anything.
not
Yeah,
advice. Yeah,
he's behaving in a way that you don't expect him to behave.
yeah.
Okay.
But again, his face looked similar to
Mm.
our known persons, but they're not the right people.
Interesting.
Sir, why can't it be?
Well,
See,
because of the behavior, their face is resembling very close, but they're not the people.
Sir,
Yeah.
how different is it from what happens in our real life experience? Let me ask that. In the
Yeah.
sense, right? Do you see people today, whether it is Facebook account or some other account, someone
Yeah.
is impersonating you requesting funds?
Yeah.
How different is this from that?
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
After reading these entities, right, my question is like when we are talking about locking the aura and external influences, can we say that to all the external influences in my aura, along with that, can we say all the external influences as well as external entities in my aura?
That would only be external. What about internal?
No, as per the book, internal entities are the one, you are basically the father of those internal entities, and you kind of left them in your childhood without evolving. So you have the responsibility to bring them up.
Yeah, you have the rest. External
That
entities, you can see, end of the day, whatever you are stating in these unwanted influences is an intent. You are able to recognize, you are not able to recognize, but right, this is more specific. In spite of doing all that, if you are still having something, go deeper, look at what experience is giving you that. Are you able to visualize what I am saying? I look at a face, that face looks familiar to someone, that familiarity breeds the emotion within me.
Hmm.
Even that we have to let go.
Yeah.
That was the objective with which that yesterday Sudhakar had posted one Excel sheet. When I realized I was not going to be there, then I said, okay, let people start thinking on those lines. That is why that Excel sheet was posted. Very similar to what I had suggested about 2 years ago in terms of identifying my prison to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Those type of questions are what are raised in this one. So we need to identify those, because that becomes a subconscious thought, right? Which is like your F2. In Seth's language, it is your F2,
unconscious.
Non-physical and non-physical reality.
non-physical reality, which is going to shape your reality, because that is what gets projected.
See, it is like when you were small, when you were young, something like a fear, some kind of fear, probably, it is there, but it didn't come out. So that is also an entity. And also shame,
Yes, that is also an entity. Yes.
yeah, shame, guilt, anger, the fear, these are all inside us. These are all personal, he calls personal entities.
No, and if I take what Dr. Chopra is talking about, these are all bits of emotions spread
Spread it,
across the body,
spread it
spread
across.
across the body.
Yes, and forms a emotional body when we express ourselves.
You were explaining.
That's a good question, Namrata.
As a
How does it
newbie,
matter? No.
I have a question. But
Ah,
whatever everyone says, I get a question. But I
okay.
can't waste everyone's time. So, here just when I joined, Kirti was saying, if she goes in a party and talks about it, and if she thinks that the person is not ready, that's what you think, that the person is not ready to receive it. And even Bala ma'am said that at that time they go blank. Now my question is, if you did close your or clear and close your aura, would it do the same? Would you forget
If you
again?
let it in, if you let it in,
But you have closed your aura.
you have closed your aura, but you are using your physical senses to take it in.
Then what is the point of closing the aura?
That
Inner
what is the
awareness.
point. Whatever is your subconscious part will function. But, right, at this moment, you are conscious. Are you getting me, Namrata?
Yeah.
At
Yes.
that moment, you are conscious. Are you paying attention to it? If you are paying attention, you are attaching it to yourself.
And also,
Now, see, look at this. When you close your aura, there are two kinds of scenarios. I like Seth's explanation of F1 and F2, which is there at all the times. It is like your conscious mind, subconscious mind. You have, for example, on a cold winter day, you wear warm clothing.
Yes.
Now you shake your hands or you move your hands, or let's say you yawn or you stretch your body. Is there a gap created?
It's not
Can the
gone by
cold
the
weather
warm
enter?
clothes. Little bit,
Can
yes.
the cold weather? Now you
Yes.
say, I am wearing warm clothing. Why am I still feeling cold?
Because from a hand or toes, whatever is uncovered,
Ah, thank you. Now
you
that is
explain.
physical. Now
Okay.
it is, your idea, your
Yeah,
explanation is clear to you?
yeah. But what
Right.
about looking at Facebook side? There
No,
is no
no.
person in front of me.
No, no, good. The same logic applies there also. You
Okay.
are applying your mind. Your mind is playing the role of directly taking input.
Also, Chandra Garu, one of the books I read, if people are not spiritual, not ready to take, it's suppose somebody asked the question, how come nowadays, oh, you feel very happy, all the time, now how come, you are very vibrating or very, like this. And then he says, first time don't answer. Only second time if they ask, answer, he says, because
Yeah,
they are not ready to receive it.
that is in the entities.
Yeah.
In the book on entities only he says that.
Okay. So that means, so these are the things. One thing is they are not ready.
Conscious and subconscious. Basically, he is only highlighting your behavior when you are conscious. He is
Yes.
also highlighting when you are not conscious.
Yeah. And also other person, how they receive it.
No. See, whether you like it or not, if you read or listen to any of the Dolores books, okay, now there is a conscious interaction that is taking place with people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I am looking at my child. My child is looking at me. Is there a communication going on?
There is
There is.
subconscious
There
level.
is. At the
Mhm.
telepathic level, there is a communication going on.
Yeah.
Right? It is not physical. Very
Yeah.
similar to the question Namrata ji asked us. The
Yeah,
same thing applies here. At all times we are communicating. That is the problem. You are only recognizing the physical communication. Are you giving the same credence to your telepathic communication?
Chandra sir, I have a question here. So you're
Hmm.
saying if I'm listening to, like, I'm physically doing, like, while I'm working or anything, so that I don't physically do like have any thoughts, whether it's negative, whatever. I keep listening. I keep listening to audiobooks, to the podcast. So you're saying even while I'm listening, yes, consciously sometimes I do multitask of some thought comes, but otherwise, you're saying subconsciously the thoughts are also happening, like it's running.
Okay. Then let me ask this question.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you are cooking
Mm-hmm.
and you are watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
What is the environment of that cooking?
Yeah, that's energy.
Yeah.
Okay. That is why, I mean, yesterday some video of Patriji cropped up. And the explanation given was that was the reason why Patriji, wherever he goes, he tries to go into the kitchen, cook, and give his energies to people rather than his eating that cooked food.
Yes.
Because he had gone to a function somewhere in Godavari district, and the moment he went there, they said, "Sir, please have food." He went, opened the lid of the vessel, closed it, and came back and sat down, it seems. So that is going to influence is the message.
Yeah.
So everything that we think, you cook with anger, that food will have that environment built into whatever has got cooked.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
will say, yesterday I prepared, it came very well. Today I prepared, it did not come out that well. Why?
Because
Same
of your,
ingredients, it's state of mind.
yes.
Beautiful. All the I didn't know how our session would go today because I had not read that book completely, those chapters. Right? I spent listening to the 34 minutes, but just look at it. All these questions are leading to the answers in that book.
But my question was,
Hmm.
I am not physically thinking, but you're saying my mind is busy listening to the podcast and all, and I'm focusing. Now I'm
Okay.
saying
What is thinking?
I'm focusing on you now. But you're saying
Okay.
inside me again there is some thoughts going. That's scary.
But it is reality. Okay.
So what were you doing,
Now,
ma'am, at that time, listening to podcast?
now, when you are listening to something, you are going to be influenced by whatever is going on there.
Yeah,
No, I
it
know,
is.
but what was she doing? Like, why, in addition to
No.
listening to,
No. I was
Scenario, like she's just
scenario.
explaining.
no,
Yeah.
because the
Just
reason I wanted to
ask a
answer, no,
hypothetical question, and I will go back to my screen is visible.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir. So before you go there, I want to answer this question. Just say one thing. See,
Hmm.
for cooking is mostly an automated activity for many women. They don't care what is going on around. They do a wonderful job. And two, while
Hmm.
driving, right, I used to see that I used to listen to audiobooks while driving for 4 hours, 5 hours, and I didn't even know which city passed. And I used to drive perfectly well on the right side, right hand lane. Right? I was not focusing on the traffic, but my hand used to control the steering very well, no accidents. So what I mean to say is like depending on the activity, you don't need concentration.
No. I'm not talking about concentration. Like,
Uh-huh.
see, they say we have 60,000 thoughts per day, right?
Yeah.
Now, in order for us to reduce the thoughts, I started indulging myself in, instead of keeping my mind free and doing some activity. Well, you know how your mind wanders and you get so many thoughts. So, to reduce that, no matter whatever the thought is, whether it's positive, negative, whatever it is, like mundane, materialistic thoughts or whatever, instead, I try to listen positive things, either mantra or it's like a podcast or
But you are not being mindful then.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly, sir.
But,
Yeah.
but Sheila ma'am, you are not being mindful.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying while cooking, I shouldn't listen to
Attach
it.
your thought to that cooking.
Hmm.
Pour all your positive energy into that cooking.
But
You
then
need to completely focus.
Because, right,
Mm-hmm.
this screen shows your environment. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Then we are
This
driving,
is
we
how
shouldn't
the
be listening.
energy is flowing. Your
Uh-huh.
energy is flowing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now you
Yeah.
bring a magnet like this in this field.
Uh-huh.
This is another thought, which is another electromagnetic signal. If at that moment, instead of this signal is more powerful, what happens to this signal?
Disrupt.
Yeah.
Okay? That is how this whole thing will end up working.
Sir, may I say something?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Uh, there is so much of emphasis on being present in the now moment also,
Correct.
right? So
Correct.
when you said cooking, you have to attach all your positive thoughts, whatever thoughts. I mean, it's very essential to be present in the now moment, and I think that is recommended as the
That is
best way
being
to reduce
mindful.
thoughts.
No,
They say that
yes.
thoughts will reduce when you are not thinking of anything in past or in future. If you're present in the now moment, then the thought. So ma'am was
That
saying that
is
she
being
wanted to
mindful.
reduce her thoughts. I think the best way is to be focused on whatever is the activity at hand.
Correct. That
And
is being mindful. What you're saying, what happened? Now, Gita ma'am, that is
yes, sir.
exactly
Yes,
what
sir.
mindful is. That is
Yes, sir.
exactly what mindful is. Yeah,
Yes,
100%
sir.
right. What you're saying. It's
Yes, sir.
100%.
No, she
That means
started with this
you are
only, na. She
involved.
said that she wanted to reduce those 60,000 thoughts. So the best way
Correct.
recommended is
Don't give any energy to those thoughts.
give energy only to
Don't
the
give
present moment.
energy.
Present
That means
moment
don't
activity.
entertain that thought. Let that thought be what it is. It is just a thought.
And that gentleman who mentioned that he listens to podcasts or audios while driving,
Huh.
I think what is being recommended by masters is that we should be doing one activity at a time.
No,
Giving
but
a
then let me ask you, do you
try to
listen to
do
music?
multitasking. Mhm.
No, no. Do you listen to music while meditating?
Okay. Yes, that's true. That's true. But sir, I
What
don't
do
think
you
we
do?
focus on that
No, no,
music because
no, you don't focus on that,
yeah.
right? It is keeping your ambient
Cause
Yes.
at bay. You are
Yes.
arresting the ambient so that your activity, what you are doing, is focused. You don't realize. One is conscious, the other one is subconscious.
Okay.
So we should
When I am meditating, I play about not one or two. I was telling someone that I play 2 or 3 videos together. The maximum I have played is 12 repetitions of similar music. It should actually be chaos for me. If I
wow.
am playing, right, 12 windows open of different kinds of music, it should be chaos. I let it play for some time, walk out of the room, and then come back and sit. I find all the 12 videos giving me synchronous theme. They are all playing in a single rhythm. There is
Wow.
no disturbance. But initially, when I play them, there is going to be disturbance. Now, where did I get this idea from?
for a
Joe
new
Dispenza, in one of the books, he says, put 20 grandfather clocks in a room.
yeah, and everyone follows the same first one eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the same thing he says, let everyone play the drums, those who know and who don't know. It is going to be chaotic. Put one drummer who is very strong in the team who plays synchronously. Slowly you will see that the rhythm has set in for all of them. Okay. Now, that is exactly what is being done when you are playing a music while driving. You are doing, your attention is on the road. Your attention is not on the book.
But one thing, for a new driver, you should not do it. But
No,
once
no, that's up to the individual's comfort.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
his reality.
you will come
He
forward.
should
Yes,
know his reality.
yes,
There is nothing like universal reality in those kind of things.
yes, it is individual. That's why today when I was reading even the absolute truth and the subjective truth, he was talking about two truths.
Right. I am seeing that he has got throughout his this one, he is impressed by the F1, F2
F1,
connection.
F2. Yes, sir. Yeah, even I felt same today. I thought
Yeah.
my entire
Sir,
book,
I'm a new one.
if
Could
you
you please
summarize,
the
that's
full form of F1 and F2 again? I'm a
No,
new
no.
one.
Physical
Okay, let's
reality
go through.
versus,
Okay, is there such a thing
see,
as truth?
no,
Okay,
no. Physical
yeah,
reality is what you are able to visualize physically, just like the question that Namrata raised, right? There is the
Is that F1?
conscious and there is the subconscious.
Is that
So
F1
What
physical reality or F2?
F1.
no, F2 is
one is physical. F2 is non-physical. That means materialistic versus non-materialistic.
Okay. F1 is physical. Thank you, sir.
So conscious versus subconscious. The same meaning, different flavors. Our life is full of that. That is the only thing I could find as an answer to understanding is 34 minutes of lecture here.
Yeah, but the interesting thing he mentioned about, maybe it comes under miscellaneous stuff, that we influence the weather also.
No, we do. That is collective thought.
Ah,
That is collective thought. In one of you create your own reality. Seth talks about it.
Yes.
In the first chapter of the universe and the behavior and the thinking and destiny, the first chapter talks about it.
Perceival.
These thoughts need not be the thoughts of those people who are alive today.
And also he talks, there is one
oh,
talks in this too.
That's what I said. The nature of your person,
Yeah.
you create your reality is an extension of that only.
How we create all these natural calamities just by thinking about
And he says, even the so-called religious God, he is subject to your thoughts. The karma that you work out is the karma that they have to implement. They have no powers of their own. These are powers given to them by you collectively.
Exactly same thing he was talking about Ascension book in the Ascension.
All this.
All same thing. Perceival also comes.
so
Correct.
we imagine, like in this case,
We create that reality.
a God.
And
We are
what is
posing.
common? Correct. See, we are creating that reality. We are creating the storm. The farmers' collective thought is creating the rains, the seasonal. And then collectively, when the rain is too much, we start thinking, I hope it stops raining, it stops raining, it stops raining. That collectively acquires the power, and then the
Drought.
Right. So everything is created by us. We don't see how powerful we are. We don't recognize.
Basically, we see, right? We're all energy patterns, right? Even if you have a thing, extra thing in your desk or somewhere, that is also creating energy. Even this
Yes.
extra whatever you have. So basically, we are all energy beings, and the other things that exist in the weather also are environment. I mean, whatever in the surroundings are also energy beings.
See, I mean,
We are all
just take our own house. No, let us take our own house for example. You keep on dumping junk
more
everywhere.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Do they acquire and have a negative influence on you when you walk into that room?
We'll be full of confusion before we enter itself.
See, all that is nothing but our created environment for ourselves.
Yeah, here Namrata ji is too much logical, but thing is like, I mean to say, if you have 100 people, if 80 people have an impact, can have an impact, not 20 about. So we don't have to think
Okay,
about
now
20
one
people.
person having one person thinking, if that person's thought is sufficient to influence the environment, he can. What happens to you when you go and sit in a let us say, movie theater? Whether you realize or not, whether you like it or not, are you not mesmerized by that single power
Yes.
of the actor? Same thing. The same thing. That is a manifestation of that kind. You are all bound by the thought of the director there. You are bound by the thought of the director enacted by the actors. Everyone is bound by that actor. The impact is also the outcome of the director's thought.
Yes. And
I mean,
to
you
add,
go
right,
and
sir?
watch this movie, this Bahubali, you feel you are transformed somewhere else to a different place. You are on an astral travel at that moment.
Yeah.
In his world.
Yeah, you are in his world.
Yeah.
Correct. So that is how the whole thing is working. That is how we are bound. And in that process, some people are hurt, some people are happy. But there is a karmic bondage between the two categories depending upon the situation. Now, for some it is wanted signals, for some it is unwanted influences. They are stored into our cellular memory. They need to be triggered and brought out and released for normalcy to be reverted.
That is
So that normalcy will come through your identifying those as negative, conscious or unconscious. Those are the energies that you need to consciously push out of your body when you are how do you push it out? By intently thinking about it, by living that. Why? Because the mechanism of the body works on the beautiful English word HABIT, right? Till you have released the IT and the T, right? You are daily making a habit of experiencing that it has gone out of your body. Yes, that is where the practice of meditation on a daily basis, conversing with your higher self. Why higher self? Higher self is sitting on the 12th floor, you are on the ground floor. Whose vision and visibility is better? Whose vision is comprehensive? That of your higher self on the 12th floor,
Yep,
or you on the ground floor?
12th floor.
Correct. Now, if you don't let his inputs act on you, the ability of being left in the dark because of your arrogance is your actions on the ground floor. Right? You have to face the repercussions of your ground floor activity vis-a-vis your 12th floor vision. You don't consider that as an input. Right? I think we have got by this example and this discussion, we have actually transcended the entire chapter on miscellaneous and metaphysics.
Yes, sir. Sir, now I have one question.
Yes.
Now you said people who have passed away, they are also influencing. So that's their entities which left in this certain area.
Their thoughts in the just as we are conscious bodies, nature is a conscious body, Mother Earth is a conscious body participating in this behavior pattern, and so is the universe that is surrounding us. All your thoughts are patterns which are sitting in the universe. They are going to have their impact till you come back and balance it, because the responsibility of balancing a released thought is that of the individual. Got it?
see Kirti, even though physically they are not there, but they are existing in another dimension. They are not,
Physically, they are not there. That is why there is no death.
yeah, even though we are not seeing there, they are existing in another dimension, in another form. Either physically
Also in our life, in our past lives, I mean, recent memories, all this stuff in the past situations, they're there, right? Still,
No,
there
no,
could be
no.
the impact.
Before I did not like get the point. Now I understood, because this is like a telepathic message. And at
Correct.
certain emotion, we are vibrating at that emotion, and those entities which released, which are there in that emotional state, we are attracting that. That is why it is getting
And
powerful
if
and
that
manifesting.
influence is very powerful, right? In Telugu, people use the word I got psyched for a moment, or they are the influences sitting in you, which are either helping you or damaging you, depending upon the quality of that emotion.
Sure. So, sir, how do
Sadhu,
you identify?
sir, I think somebody, I don't know, you or Kirti ma'am only, somebody posted no today about the dimensions. In that they have said, um,
Can I get
uh,
my headset?
in our etheric body, they said like, when your frequency is little higher than what your physical is, you will see all these entities like ghost or the other souls or whatever. You can feel them, you can see them when you are tapping into that frequency. Sometimes we roll into that frequency. That I was listening to that.
Yeah,
Somebody posted.
similar, yes, madam. Example
This is
you
the
given, right?
12,
Similar to that,
yeah.
we can take the animal dog or something, sir. So they have better vision in some areas than us. So we might be not using all our senses put together, including the intuition or the, if we put, we can even perceive that. Might be we'll not be able to see with our eyes, but we can perceive the
No,
vibrations or
how
the
do you
frequency.
think? No, how do
Mm.
you think a ringmaster is controlling a wild animal in a zoo?
Mm. He made it. He allowed it to train
Through
like
his
that in such
thought
a way. It
power.
has.
But when does he communicate with it when he says move somewhere? Uh, Kirti, can you mute the
Yeah, I
so
was
that
not understanding who was that. Okay, got it. I
yeah,
muted,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, okay, yeah, right. So this communication is of two kinds: physical and non-physical. Again, F1 and F2. F1 is
Yeah.
physical, which we are doing it through our 5 visual
Senses.
senses or resources. Okay. But then telepathically also we are communicating. When a mother is angry, she looks at the child and child understands.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a combination. Then when a child is not well, a mother just through her umbilical cord contact, she is able to realize that the child is not well. She just says, my child is not well. And she goes and finds the child is crying or something like that. How are these things happening? All these are the communications, F1 and F2, both physical and non-physical. So, as meditators, it is the onus is on us to experience it physically and non-physically.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, right, sir. When we do meditation, we have to be a little more careful because our energies are not as same as previous. So we have increased them. So the
So,
thoughts have
our
power.
communication, what
The
you
frequency has power.
communicate,
Mm.
they are all empowered.
Yeah. 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 Makes sense.
Yes, Sureka Garu has this question. What about houses, apartments we live? Previous owners' thoughts will affect the environment.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Is it not happening in a transplant? How many cases have you heard? Sir, I am a born vegetarian, but I don't know. After I had my heart surgery, right, and the transplant, now I desire only non-vegetarian food. Where is that coming from? You tell me.
So it's so important, like this unified we do,
No, no.
expanding our
Yesterday,
love.
yeah,
Huh.
it is. It is. See,
Everything has
look,
an impact, madam. If you take
yesterday,
phone also,
no,
has an impact.
yesterday,
Everything has
me
an impact.
and Sukumar were chatting for a long time. Okay. Now, in that, Someone had posted one site about spirituality Christian or Christian spirituality, something, where
Praveen
we found
Dipri,
a
sir.
replication of
Thinking and
the
destiny.
thinking and destiny.
And
All the
destiny.
diagrams of that are replicated there. So we said, wonderful site, it is going to be useful. Now, there, beautifully, he says, as Jesus descended, that means as he came down to the particle state, right? That creativity, and when he is descending from the 12th dimension to the realistic dimension, atom, energy, became a molecule, became a chemical, became a cell, became a tissue, became an organ,
Organ
became a
system.
system, and a human. But as he started ascending, his density was falling. I'm just putting multiple statements together which are sounding logic. As his density fell
Is
from
this
human, the other side of it. On the right hand side, he has written, read what is written. So he is ascending. As he is ascending, look at it. Body became systems, systems became organs became tissue, he is becoming cell, and you are rising. That means density is falling, you are going back, you are retracing. Now, do you understand when I was talking
Astral,
dimensions? I
mental,
said,
all
let me
those.
start with the top floor and come down to the down floor, and then we will go up again.
Yes, sir.
In the day before yesterday, when I gave the lecture, yesterday I was not there, right? Or today I was not there. Yesterday's lecture, we were talking about the dimensions, the 12 dimensions, coming from the 12th floor like a corporate organization and coming down. Okay. So that was getting implemented. But what about the reverse of it, which is the creativity cycle? So creation and disintegration both are happening in one slide. Balagaru, you got it now. You are reading it intently, so I'm sure you got it. What I was explaining.
Yes. I mean, yesterday all three different, out of 12,
Correct.
three different tiers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. There, if you overlay it with your noetic plane, your mental plane, your psychic plane, your physical plane, you have finished thinking and destiny.
Yes.
Right.
Covered the knowledge part also. He covered there.
When we are reading all these books now, it is so the same thing what Percival is saying, in simple language, how
Yes.
everybody is conveying.
Exactly the same thing. Now,
Keep on kind of repetition, more or
that is
less.
one thing. And the beauty is the organization structure. These 12 dimensions, while
Yeah.
everything is being planned, your pre-birth plan is getting created when you are with your over self or higher self, and you are forgetting it,
Yes.
right? The higher self has got the ability to write into your fifth and sixth dimension, provided he
Yeah.
had access to all the 12 DNAs. The 12 strands missing, right? He is not able to write there to help you change. But if you start communicating with him, you are ending up re-establishing the communication channel. The moment that is done, you can start living with miraculous thoughts.
Yeah. And
And
today
what is
was
the framework there? The framework is your unified meditation structure. The suggestions therein are helping you overcome all the. Now you take the 12 dimensions as explained by whatever is his name, David somebody.
David Gargan or somebody. Yeah.
Somebody. This David, what is he saying? He says in unidimension, it is nothing but an energy blob. In single dimension, when he takes the first dot, he says it is an emergency block.
Oh yeah, Greg Braden.
No, not Greg Braden. I'm talking about the 34 minutes video, David
Okay,
somebody.
yes, Ball Conscious. And
The Ring of Fire
The
super skills he
game
called.
of
Correct.
Ring of energy.
time.
So he says the ring of energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So everything is energy is what we should think when we go and sit into meditative postures.
See, in 3D, initially he starts explaining how the space, time,
Correct.
gravity.
Energy, matter, and time. I think he
I
uses.
remember as gravity, but anyway, yeah, it's same thing. Gravity is, but that is
Yeah,
how
he starts with gravity. In the next slide, when he is explaining, right, he takes the I don't know what he calls that. He calls one circle with the white color, the other one is the dark hole.
duality. See, he says that one
The
circle,
connectivity between them is 3D. So connectivity is light, uh, mm, light, energy, and something else, and we are that energy, he says. Our migration is why that energy. Yeah.
and also he explains how the duality forms because our mind makes a reflection of it,
Correct.
and that becomes a duality.
That becomes his explanation is spot on for our subject. For
Very nice.
our topic of understanding unified properly, it's an excellent concept.
Then that he says that is yin and yang. That is
Correct.
what in duality. Very
Each book may call it differently. One calls it manifested versus unmanifested. Someone
whatever it,
will take the example of Turiya to explain it. Ye
not
sach ya wo sach. All
See-
these are part of the duality only.
no, happiness and sadness. Unless you to understand the other, you need to have two.
Correct. Yeah. There is some other comment. There are 4 comments now. Does anyone know his name? He is David somebody, ma'am. I will post that name.
No, just
Which
now
one? The 12th dimension video one.
posted.
Yeah,
Just
I am
now,
referring to the 12 dimensions video.
Yeah,
Yes,
His
it's in
name
yes.
is
group.
Yeah, Kirti posted just now.
Yeah, that game of time is not, we cannot find with that. Gameoftime.com.
No,
we
it
cannot
is
find
there.
that.
Now, using that only, see, this video came to me by accident when I was reviewing something.
No
Then I
accident,
found it
sir.
on.
There is no
No,
accident, sir.
all these accidents. No, I'm talking English now. I'm
You're
not
just,
talking
yeah,
spirituality.
you're just pulling
This,
your leg.
this accident happened on purpose, it looks like now. To me, in F1, it appears an accident. In F2, it is not accident, it is design.
Yeah, we should use these terms now.
And then
Right.
I heard Greg Braden about the human, pure human. He gave a speech.
In fact, I have booked the book already. I have pre-ordered the book. It is going to be available in January 28th, I think. Some date he has given. I have pre-ordered it. So please don't buy it. I will convert it and I will post it for others to read. And if it makes sense, I will convert it to audio also.
And also, the reason
Okay.
he
Did you watch that 2 hours video? Did you watch that?
Yeah, I
Yes,
did.
yes.
the main thing he says not to use AI. No, don't
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Lot
he
of
says-
ascend like who are very connected, they're not lenient towards AI. Like they're saying it's not the one which
AI is good. I will put it this way. AI is good as long as it is used as a tool
Wisely
by
as a tool.
the empowered. But if it goes into the wrong hands, it is going to be detrimental. That means if people are going to avoid monetary benefits to it, it will become a war.
And not only that, he said mainly when it goes into youth, the younger generation, they do not use their brain power. That
The
is,
divinity will be lost.
and then now their neurons will get degenerated, and that mutation occurs in DNA, and this will go on.
It cannot be reversed. It cannot
Yeah.
be reversed.
And it cannot be reversed, and this is a detriment for the future humans. And that is
Correct.
what he says, the negative forces are all doing all this to change the humans to a lower thinking.
No, not only that. See, the interesting thing is if I take what is being channeled by Ariel and all these people, they are predicting that these things will not work anyway.
But according to Greg, in another 4 years, in next 5 years,
5 years.
if AI takes over, it's going to be very detrimental, he says.
No, not only that. Probably Ariel's prediction is going to start coming through people like Greg. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. So people will start taking cognizance of this. There will be a number of Gregs who will start writing about this part of the view also, saying that let us use it effectively rather than becoming a victim of that.
Yeah, see the thing, yeah, because mainly, see, not for people like us, but mainly youth, younger generation. Suppose like
younger generation is also far more spiritual than us.
no, but correct, I agree. But
the point is taken. What you are saying is perfect, spot on.
the reason he says it is going to have a mutational effect in the DNA, and it will be forever.
No, that is how 12 came to 2, right?
Yeah, that is how, because of all these negative forces, they didn't want the humans to ascend. So that is what their plan was.
Yeah, Geeta ma'am, you have raised your hand.
Sir, the way ma'am was just saying that this will have detrimental effect. I think if too many people put their thought into this thing, there definitely will be whatever they are thinking. We are
Correct.
going to manifest that, right? So,
No, that is true. But
because I
then,
remember before COVID time,
you are only talking about the people. Do the trees, the universe, the Mother Earth also want it? They also have thoughts, they also have consciousness, they have also got the subconscious. So everyone's collective thought only will make it happen.
And not only that, another detrimental effect, he said, people get separated and they will focus more and more on using AI on their different computers than interacting with the human beings.
It's already happening. Many people are on the phones all the time.
Yeah. But
even the
I just
kids.
want to say one thing, ma'am. I just want to say one thing. See, we are also using that technology. We all are there in this group, not face to face, but we are using this technology for something which is very good. So what I'm trying to say is that instead of even talking, even thinking about what the other aspects can be, why don't we focus on see these positive things are happening? And I think then the things will move in a more positive direction. Like you said,
Let
that
us
it can
see.
be used more effectively. So let
But
us talk
no,
more
yeah,
and more about what
Yeah,
would be the effective use of this.
that
And
is
I
what
think that would
no,
change
that is
everything.
fine.
This is
Right.
what
people are talking only effect on the youth.
No, you're talking about on the youth, but how many of the youth are going to become victim of that? We need to observe.
Yeah. The kids see the middle, even once they know, from elementary onwards, kids start using this AI because it is easy to use. It is easy to get the results. So they don't think, they don't
want
use
to
their brain.
know, it is fine, madam. When to exit, when to stop on a day, when to stop tomorrow. I mean, we need to use it and exit. We need to use our brain as well to evaluate whether that answer is correct or not. We need to.
I'll put it this way. That is one perspective that is possible. What are the other perspectives? See, when any change is coming, there are going to be two sides to it.
Yeah.
Okay. He is talking about what is the potential. Okay, that potential exists, and people who are in that game plan also will realize that. The user community will realize that. Why are people not going for diagnostics, which is only related to, see, for example, let's say the AI also has got two perspectives. Yesterday, I was watching a post in which Sundar Pichaya had started a new activity in Google 4 years ago, using AI to do away with MRI, X-rays, etc. Just a scan of the iris can predict that whole thing. So is that not a positive use of AI? When the atom bombs was discovered, that nuclear energy started with destruction as the first move. But today are people using it?
And also, he said, kids, in kids' case, especially in teenagers, they can mimic the voice and deceive people.
Huh. Those applications are going to be there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Who
like
is this?
all sorts of
Out of topic
influences.
question, a spiritual person should not get organ replacement. Am I right?
That is what Pradeep says.
Yes.
Pradeep Vijay always says, don't go for, for spiritual persons, they say not to have organ, either donation or receiving.
Yeah, like you were saying, right, sir? Yesterday, when someone asked, like someone had to pull their plug out voluntarily, going to, yeah, the person going to vacate the body. In that scenario, what that nurse has done was not the thing she should be doing, or the person who requested is not that what he should be doing.
No, he has to come
Effect
back
will
to
be,
recover, but she may not have that impact.
yeah, so the same implies to the organs as well.
No, Kirti, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, as long as you are doing your duty, as long as you are not attached to it, you should not be having any shame and guilt.
Correct.
See, that is
I
what.
mean, I may not agree with what Pradeep is saying here. Okay, that is one perspective, but I am not spiritually evolved to comment on it.
No,
But
see,
if it is part of my plan that I am going to take experience my life, undertaking this, if that is part of my life, how can I decide whether it should not be done or it should be done? We don't know.
This comes now again two things, sir, here.
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
see, in case of judge, when he gives the judgment, he doesn't think, whether that person is whatever is supposed to do, he cannot feel guilty. If there is a death sentence or whatever it is, life imprisonment, then that is his duty he has to do. He cannot feel bad or guilty, because in that case you are attaching to your whatever you are doing.
Karma. Yeah, action.
Same is the case with the soldiers, participating in the war.
Correct.
So anybody
question with the receiving the organs, I understand, but what is wrong with the donation? When someone dies, they are of no use to him. The person has already left.
Pradeep
No, I
sir
mean,
says it's
I
a karmic
would not
force
want to
associated
comment.
with it. That's
I
what
do
he
not want to comment on it because it is controversial and it is absolute reality for someone.
Yes.
And it is not absolute reality. It is the second part of the reality, which is the subjective reality.
I agree. It is very controversial because it all depends upon how
And the individual's belief system.
belief
Who
system.
knows? Somebody who has received a heart may tomorrow become a person who is going to become an example to so many others.
All these stories.
It is an individual decision, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct.
There is one
It is subjective reality. It is not absolute reality. I'll put it that
yeah.
way.
Yes.
So when we don't look at the spiritual point of view, there is a movie called Gifted Hands. He's still there, the doctor. It's a beautiful, touching movie. But when you go into the spiritual aspect of it, when you think about karma, you're passing on the emotions, like you said, when the heart was transplanted and he was a vegetarian and he suddenly wanted to eat non-vegetarian and things like that. When we think about spiritually, yeah, I have done so much unified and all that. And then when the person gets a heart transplant and that person might be a atheist, so then he has to really work hard, unless he's, again, I don't know how that works. So, but when you look at the other way, not the spiritual way, but the other way, when you look at this Gifted Hands, which is a real story, and the doctor and his wife, they're helping out so many children and so many people. They have set up in the Mayo Clinic. That's amazing.
That could be their
A
plan,
soul plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in their plan. Mm.
Their life purpose.
Mm.
Yeah,
True.
all this, such topics are very, it's difficult. It's very controversial. Because
Yes.
individually, one way we think.
I think
No,
we
no,
can
no.
take,
Hands.
if we need it, we can use it,
Spiritually,
madam. The main, right?
no.
If we need it. If we don't survive without that, then we need to survive, right? First thing, take it and use it, and then start your journey again. Right? Basic thing, how to lead a life. That has to be. If you deviate again, you'll get a disease. That is absolutely. But
Yeah.
need is, if not fulfilled, and if you want to die, then you are going to reincarnate. But thing is, if you get a chance, you want to take, right? Take and use it, right? I mean, even whether it is a contradiction or whatever, if you need at the time blood, if your donation is needed,
Taking the
you need
blood.
to go whatever at any cost. You need
Yeah.
to get. You cannot tell
Friend,
diabetes or I'll get
one of
something.
my
See,
close
I would put it this way. You need a third eye master to tell whether one should undergo that or not.
Many times, a lot of people take blood even when their platelets go down. That's a very common thing nowadays.
Exactly. No. See, I mean, that's why I said I will put it under absolute reality versus subjective reality. Now, I don't know which one is absolute reality, which one is subjective reality, because I don't want to get into that controversy. It is misleading.
Yeah.
But sir, it is not free will of the person.
It is.
So
It is. It is free will of the person. That is why I said I don't want to get into that controversy, because it is misleading for everyone.
When you say free will of the person, then euthanasia, that thing, when the person is in pain, so he, at that minute, he is in that moment, so much pain that then he requests to die. So isn't that then becomes a free will of that person?
of course, in
No,
that scenario,
it may be free will, but
Two ways.
I was only telling whether he has completed his lesson or not. If his lesson that he has undertaken is incomplete, he will have to come back to complete. And with the complexity of that lesson will also increase, because
But
he
here,
is terminating his class. Sheila ma'am, are you getting it? He
Yeah.
is terminating his class. Okay. Karmically, he may have to come back.
Yes.
but as you said, it could be that's how he has planned too, probably.
That is
There
also
could be a
possible.
karmic tie between the person who has pulled it out and this person.
That's also
That
because there is
tallying
a
to.
karmic tie, but if this person's, that is one of the exit he has planned, that doesn't mean his lesson is over.
Mm.
That is why in some of the books, especially near death experience and all those books, they say even the taking out the life also, it is a part of their plan. They say,
No,
they
it is part of the plan, because it can be that even if it is part of the plan, the lesson may not be complete still, the karmic lesson that he
yeah.
has to. So he'll have to come back to take it again.
See, the way in the previous chapters, Sage says that the newborn baby, it just survives only either aborted baby or miscarriage, whatever. Sorry, miscarriage, or it survives only like a few minutes or maybe few hours or few months and leaves the world. So then he will ask, what is
That's
what
natural way of exiting, right, Balagaru?
natural.
Here there is.
Yes, because that is the plan. But
Mm.
even that, in some books, I remember, they say, in one way, they say, it is their plan, their soul plan. They decided to go through this, to learn the
Yeah.
lesson,
Experience. That's what
soul
karmic
plan,
ties or experiences.
either
That
a
also we have to.
learning
Yeah.
lesson. Yeah.
and soul plan, interestingly, is not sacrosanct, because free will is also part of the soul plan.
Yeah, of course. That is why, such situation, we don't know in that situation, particular situation, what the plan is, whether it is free will or the soul plan, we don't know.
Sir, here two scenario. Scenario one, number one. Say one person is in deathbed, all vital organ is dying, and in this scenario, doctor wanted to continue the life, which is actually the person is cabbage. So, in the best interest of the person, they should, as per the person free will, they discontinue the life. Other scenario, somebody has a desire to live because doing transplant, maybe he can survive and he can continue his life, rest of the life. So that is also free will.
There
Yes.
is this
Both
book
are free
by this Bodine. What's her name? Echo Bodine something.
Yeah. I have
Right?
that.
In
Yeah.
that, this kind of situations are mentioned. That soul want to
Yeah.
exit, no
will. This
matter
is
how much
echoes
you
of the
try,
soul.
it will
Echoes
not
of
come
the
back.
soul.
Echoes of the soul.
Yeah,
No
echoes of the
matter how hard you try, it's not going to work out. That's not
yes,
going to come back. But
because
if
Correct.
soul want to come back
See,
due to
Sir,
many
please repeat that.
influence,
because
echoes of the soul. I will send it. I've
Oh,
got that
equals.
book.
Yeah,
because
okay.
he mentions the accident, that boy who had an accident. Yeah, I remember. She talks to the soul.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, once one soul decided now not live more than this point, all efforts of the doctors or anybody will going
Yeah.
to fail.
Yes.
Sir,
Correct.
yesterday I'm the one raised this question about the nurse because she is a very good family friend. And it really happened, like, when she narrated the incident, and she was very, very emotional too. Now, yesterday, it was said that she could have refused assisting him. That the two things here, sir, I want to ask. She could have refused assisting that person who has been pleading here because uh, his body is deteriorating and he wants to end his life. And she was trying to push him, medically treating and all the stuff. So, over a period of time, she has seen in a different way, moral support, morally, and she approached the panel of doctors and she did her job. Now, if she has not done the way in the materialistic world, she could have ended losing her license if she has not done
Yes.
the right thing, what the medical body regulations are calling for. In the spiritual
Correct.
world, that will be treated as different. Now, how about the person who's is brain dead? Now, somebody is deciding for the person.
No, there will be a karmic bond.
Because in the situation that the person who asked for it is not brain dead, he was still like conscious and everything. But some people are brain dead, and somebody is making the call of pulling the trigger on that person.
Yeah, but in that case, maybe the person, we don't know. The person may have will,
Yeah.
and the
That
will,
person may be
it is,
brain dead, but that doesn't mean he is not communicating telepathically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was getting, sir. Telepathic communication is going on, and he is influencing the people around him
Yeah.
who's taking care of him. That's why they got that thought to pull it out.
Okay, but
See,
then this person has to look at it from the person who is ultimately belling the cat. He has to be wise enough to take the right call. Otherwise, there is going to be a karmic influence.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
this previous chapters, where I think karmic, that situation only, says if one person, if we don't kill, he's going to kill 10 persons. But even killing that one person is also a wrong move there.
yeah.
You
No,
shouldn't
it
be
is
doing
the
that.
wrong move.
Yeah.
I mean, see, if you listen to Mahabharata, I mean, if you are listening to Ramayana and uh, Krishna's time, right? Is there not a karmic bondage?
Of course. Every
Rama's mother, there is a karmic bondage. She misses 14 years of his life. When she complains, she gets it back as Devaki, right?
Yashoda.
No, not
Devaki.
Devaki.
Oh,
Yashoda.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Now, Bali and Ramayana. Krishna is getting killed by an arrow. It is the same arrow that he had used on Bali.
Yeah.
Oh,
The hunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, even there is that bondage.
Yes, yes.
No one is away from it. Whether bondage or not, how you act is your free will.
Because that is the balance, sir. See, it is the
Correct.
balance that is happening.
Correct.
That's the nature balance.
So,
Yeah, so
you may act morally and there may be a karmic balance, but probably you may resolve that karmic balance in a positive way rather than a negative way. That is
yeah.
possible.
Choice.
Like
There, the
somebody
free
who
will.
is today committing a murder, right? He may
He
tomorrow
has
come back,
choice.
that is explained. He may come back as a doctor who will save millions of lives.
Mm.
Yes, that's what here in this book, he explains. Yes.
Correct.
In
Right.
one life, for that experience, he will do as a, kill somebody.
And
But
it may be a foundation. It may be your agami karma dictating the term today. We don't know that.
Yeah.
By not participating, you may be disturbing the agami karma.
That's why we should not analyze anything, sir.
I know.
Just be open.
No,
See,
no.
Watch,
do
Don't,
not.
observe.
don't analyze beyond a particular this one.
no.
Same
There
That
here.
is
is
a
in this
that is
book,
a
there is in this chapter, there is another chapter, judgment. Very response about the judgment. Is this right or not? So depending upon how the situation, the person, he says whether it is judgment or not. He says.
Correct.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah.
that is a
Living in the
human
present
nature, right?
moment.
No,
Living in the
you
present
can do
moment is in
assessment, but
avoid.
you cannot do judgment, is what he is concluding in that chapter.
Yeah, you can do the assessment, but not exactly the judgment.
Patriji
About
said same thing.
Yeah. Nice. Interesting. I was really worried what I would be talking when
You
we
should
got
not
into
be
this.
worried, sir. Somewhere something will happen, everything will annoy.
we are reading
And,
so
and
books,
one more
so
one
many
more
kinds
example.
of.
One
Yeah.
more life incident I want to quote here, sir.
Yeah.
I met one lady. We met through Baba Temple, and we did some charity. And I came to know that very tragic life. Her husband, both couple, are really good. Few years back, but this person goes to the hospital for a treatment, and he was mistreated, and he had given a medication, and unfortunately, he had some severe reaction to it, and his mind is not stable. Totally. So at that time, the doctors tried to treat him, and they said, no, there's no point of return now. It's better for the person to put to rest. But she refused. As a wife, she refused. She said, no, I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to take care of him. And to date, he is in the wheelchair. He doesn't know what he does. Uh, some noises, some shouting here and there, maybe some pain he's feeling. We don't know, but she is taking care of him really so good.
Maybe she's
Uh,
paying a karmic debt.
Yeah.
yeah.
According her soul plan, yeah,
Yeah, she may be repaying a karmic debt to him.
karmic debt.
Probably, yeah.
See, one more thing I want to say. In case if the soul is not ready to leave, even after going there, they will come back in near-death experiences.
Yes. No, not only that. See, that is why Patriji says, unless the soul decides, death will not touch him.
Yeah. See, in Anita Murjani's case, all the organs are failed. Doctor said there is no way she can live. Everything is, all the organs failed because of her cancer. And then she leaves the body, she goes there, and then everybody over there says, it is not your time, you need to go back. And then she learns some of the lessons, to teach here when she comes back.
Yeah.
What
Correct.
happens? And a soul contract, similar to soul contract and all, how astral masters help us to plan our next life. All these things she writes in that book. And also why she got the cancer also she mentions, because she never had that self-love. The main reason she got the cancer, she says, because she was hiding all her emotions inside and try to impress others by not showing self-love. That gave her cancer. So
No, self-love is one. Holding grudge against people is another.
Yeah, main thing in this book she writes, in her case, this is only in her case.
No, so basically grudge is right, whether it is for against yourself or others.
I think
that's what you can take that reading. Yeah.
Yeah, we should read that book, Exposing the Spiritual Roots of a Disease.
Correct. And also the German new medicine where Druckhammer, he cures himself of his cancer.
About emotions, how emotions create. Yes, that those energies.
So, how beautifully now I will link our unified, the art of unwanted influences, and I will introduce a special term here. Special biological programs.
So
what are these special biological programs? It is the strategy that you are making your body undergo
with qualities
to change to change a scenario. You are habituating your body to that new program. That is a special biological program. It has got two parts. One is active phase and healing phase. Right? All symptoms occur when you are healing. All symptoms occur when you are healing.
They come up. You mean they
Correct.
come up? Yeah.
They come up. And today's medical system is attacking those symptoms which are coming up in your healing phase. They don't come in your active phase.
Yeah. And also they put only a band suppressing.
Correct. That's why they are attacking your symptoms. Yes. Your symptoms come when you are healing, not when your disease is active. Why is this happening? Because of your individual cell having its own survival inbuilt mechanism, the desire to survive. Okay. Now, let's take Greg Braden's book, The Pure Human.
Yeah.
By modifying the scenario, you are changing the survival mechanism and it will adapt itself to the new mechanism that you are feeding it.
In DNA, he says.
Yes.
See, he also
DNA
said,
is the pattern. No, again, DNA is the pattern through which the four elements are coming and forming life.
and also he said, in the past, the whatever this black dark forces, they changed 2 chromosomes in human DNA, number 2,
Correct.
chromosome 2 and chromosome 7.
No, yes. Okay.
He said
So that's
purposely.
how the whole thing will work. Correct. Yeah.
But how can you
Beautiful.
say?
Kirti, the way this group is emerging is wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Chandra sir, how
Yeah.
can you say when a disease pop up, we cannot say that is as during the healing phase, right?
No, no.
That is the end of the active
Otherwise,
phase.
no. That is what you should read. I will send you the books on the research done by Dr. Greg Hammer. I mean, yeah, Drake Hammer. Okay. See, whenever you are encountered with a biological shock, not an emotional shock. Okay. The biological shock replicates in 2 parts. One is the brain, and the brain is associated to a particular organ. This shock has got 2 phases, active phase and inactive phase. That means during the active phase, the onslaught on that product is going on. Correct? So that brain and that organ are being triggered continuously because of the onslaught. But the onslaught will reduce over a period of time because of your inherent immune system ability to fight and change its path. Now that the active phase has reduced, what is the next path? Recovery. In the recovery path, symptoms start manifesting. Your medical system is treating the symptom. Till the symptom is there, they don't know that you have the disease.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
getting me?
Mm.
Okay. Now, when the symptom is appearing, your body has actually understood how to handle it. But you are treating the symptom, treating it to be negative. So, are you impacting the healing process?
You are. That is why.
Do you think, do you see, what would the doctors in yesteryear say? We
The
are
natural
only giving you
yes, the
medicine.
natural healing
We
I
are,
understand. So
no, but everything. Do you
natural
think the
healing
medicine
has
is
its
healing you?
limitations, right?
No. But the imitation is the one that is causing more damage. See, what would the doctor in here say, except for surgery, even surgery, do you think the medicines heal you?
I'm not talking about medicines, but the statement you're saying, the healing
Correct.
part. But the
Yeah,
healing part
during the
is
healing
only the
symptoms occur.
natural healing, whatever the natural healing, our, the immunity system or the cell's capacity to reduce
Correct.
the,
But then, even the others, I have to go through the same mechanism. Even if you take medicines, do they have to take the same path for your cure, or is there a separate path?
same path.
The same path. Thank you. Then you are already altering the composition, correct? And when are you starting the treatment? During my disease active phase or during my symptoms?
Symptoms phase.
And symptom is actually manifesting only when the natural healing process has started. So, are you not creating currents in the body which are against the flow, against the natural flow? That is why I said what I said.
That is why when we do long hours of meditation, when you have a health problem, initially you will have a lot more you feel more pain, and it will
Yeah,
come.
you will have a lot more symptoms.
Yes.
If those you
it.
start taking medicine, you will end up killing yourself.
Yeah, without taking medication, you need to bear it.
Correct. The moment you take medication, you are killing. Those
You're
are
suff-
actually the detoxing of the body taking place.
Yes, that you have to let the detox process happen.
That is why homeopathy, Ayurvedic, and all they take time to cure because they are curing. The others are suppressing and altering the performance.
Yes.
Yeah. Allopathy does that. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm talking about allopathy only because others don't go by symptom. Ayurvedic also doesn't give you based on your symptoms.
No, applying castor oil and all of those things, they are fine, but taking medication and all, you're
Correct. So if you are taking shoulder pain and if I apply castor oil, should no, not that castor oil and all that. This is all normal.
Yeah,
See, these are external. The other thing is shoulder pain, etc., is external. It is not internal.
Yes.
So you
Shoulder
mean
pain
to
has
say,
got a spiritual reason also.
so
Yes.
you mean to say
Shoulder
that
pain.
not to take, sir, no, you mean to say not to take the painkillers actually. Am I right?
Not only painkiller, there are so many others. Avoid them if possible. If you,
If possible, yeah.
yeah, right. I mean, I will never go against a medical advice because medical advice, they are qualified to tell you what they are wanting to tell you. But do they know the genesis of a disease? Do they know the etiology? Half of them do not know the etiology and they are behaving like they know everything.
And also one more thing, GK sir says, you cannot completely stop abruptly.
No, you cannot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the DNA malfunction will start.
So while increasing the meditation, slowly you need to decrease.
Slowly, the doctor himself will be compelled to tell you.
Yeah. So that is how you need to do it.
Correct. And medication, we don't want to interfere with medication. Go to the doctor, yes.
Yeah.
But then it is your body which is healing you. It is not the medication that is healing you. Medication is always palliative. It is never curative.
See, Bhiksham Palabindala, in California, in San Diego, he did experimented. Remember Kirti, like his case, he has severe, what is this blockage of his
Sinus maybe.
Sinuses. So he used to have, he could not, he had a septum surgery also, like 1 or 2 times. And every time in the season, he used to suffer. And then suddenly, third time or second time when he went to the doctor said, we cannot do any more surgeries. This is it. It's not advisable. Then somebody mentioned about this meditation. He did. And then suddenly, for so many years, he was taking medication regularly for almost 20 years. And suddenly he realized one day all this inside this phlegm is coming out. Like it's so much, he said all his kerchiefs, whatever cloths are all full, becoming wet. And everything has come out. And then slowly started feeling better. Then he had this doubt. Is this, he was taking his medication still. He did not stop yet. He had a question. Is this because of medication or meditation? He wanted to experiment. So what he did, he completely stopped meditation and he got it back. And again, second time, he completely stopped the medication. He just did only meditation. That helped. Then he proved that he cured it just because of only meditation. He cured himself with this sinusitis.
No, I mean, see, we are talking healing. I got a wonderful message. I was talking about in Unified that we should be starting Unified and integrating it for diabetes management.
Yes.
Somebody has just written a message. I am literally blown away. The universe is really powerful. Namaskar Chandraji. I am Anita and I have done my graduation and doctorate in biochemistry. And I am practicing acupuncture and Varma with deep interest in ancient practices of eating and keeping healthy. I have good teachers who are guiding me in the energies of food and not just nutrition. Plus, in my own journey to heal my condition of type 1 diabetes, so they are guiding, healing her type 1 diabetes, which is supposed to be juvenile, doesn't have a cure, which is not true. I can certainly share my knowledge. Thank you. So we are getting more and more participants.
So
Yeah.
there is some collective
Direction from the universe. Yes.
yeah, there's
are
something
getting
need
the
to
knowledge
happen
from
and it is happening.
Nordic destiny, collecting that knowledge.
Yes.
You are
I
more
know.
thinker.
Sukumar, finally he got all this perceivable knowledge.
I know. He is the future Percival now.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. I don't want to be.
Only thing is, beware. You are amongst people who are potential Percivals, and if your English is too difficult, then they will hammer you. Because Percivals, the only problem is the language.
Yeah,
Probably in
yeah.
future it will be easy language,
Yeah.
sir. Now next version.
No, I think April, Ugadi should be the timeline for starting the next that practice on diabetes management.
4 more months to go. So
Yeah.
So when are you starting this third? What is it? TND third group?
Sometime in January.
January.
January. So it
No,
looks
I'm
like
going by my gut feel.
it looks like Friday more people opted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Do
is
we-
Saturday morning for me. Saturday is a fully active day now.
Yeah, for you, sir. After this, other T&D will be there.
Yeah.
Do we start with the Think and Destiny book, sir, or maybe or some other book as a start?
No. This is
No.
only thinking and
Thinking and destiny.
Okay. Just
Revamped. Totally.
Yeah.
It will take 1 more year.
Yeah.
Friday evening,
Kirti.
Saturday morning busy,
Where-
Saturday evening
Yes.
spiritual tablets, Sunday morning busy, Sunday night is left.
Going through this TND.
What
Monday night
Balagaru?
also
Your
But-
voice.
No, Patriji, he wanted everybody to read this and understand this thinking
that
and
book.
now it has spread it so much to so many people. So many people are talking about it and so many sessions going on. He must be very happy.
Yeah.
Sir, if you are planning for January third week or so, we should start advertising from now to let the members join, because there is so much of interest for the book.
Sir, I think Kirti has done her job perfectly. I already have more than 200 and odd people who have joined.
Oh my God.
Sir, you're going to do in that group only continuation? This will end? The one which is going on, it will end by January, mid-January?
So the Seth.
No.
No,
Thinking
no.
This
The
group
current
will not.
thing.
See, that group is evening time.
See,
In
Kirti,
evening India.
we finished in our group, we have finished only like 3/4 of the book.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So the other group we will be doing on the morning times. US night time is India morning time, no?
Yes, sir.
Whereas the current group that is going on will continue. It will not stop.
So, no, I was asking, should we create new group for this Thinking and Destiny?
No. Kirti's question is, are we dissolving the old group?
No.
No, I think
See, the
create
Seth
new
book
group,
will
man.
extend. That's it.
Okay, in this only we'll continue.
Yeah,
Okay,
we will
okay.
continue in this.
Okay, okay, sir.
Only
Okay.
thing is you can change the bridge details to that one.
Sure. Okay.
Because we don't have to depend on anybody. We have got our own bridge. We will use our own bridge.
Okay, sir.
Someone logs in, some admin doesn't log in. All those things will be a problem, right? Why should we create a problem for ourselves?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, sir.
So Chandra sir,
Namrata ji said something.
Chandra
Yeah,
sir, do you
Namrata
think
ji.
it will take another 6 months more?
Read it. Read it if it
We
may be
take
of
more.
any use. Want
But
to know about.
the only difference is this one, this new one will be discussion, but I am using what I found on the web to be easier. This wiki dot, instead of the book, we will use wiki dot. I will try and see if I can create diagrams and presentation so that we leave it for a permanent basis. Whoever wants to use, refer and learn. You do it on your own, no problem.
Yes, that is much easier. Yes.
And it should be discussion like this.
Yeah. See, especially Percival book, unless we discuss his language,
Clarity will not be there.
yeah, because his terminology is so difficult to understand.
Correct. We'll have to simplify it and all. We'll do it. Someone said something.
Your voice is breaking, Sukumar Garu. We could not hear you.
Today, did we do that metaphysical and miscellaneous?
No, we
It
didn't
covered
take the book,
actually.
but we covered that entire topic. This discussion itself covered that topic.
Okay.
That's what I said.
No, to
See,
actually to summarize, like, we covered the reality, absolute reality and all. We covered that telepathic messages and all those topics we
everything
covered.
is covered actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
today,
stop the
until what we have done?
Who is stopping the recording? Are you sure you want to stop the? Shall I stop the recording?
You can stop. You can stop.
I didn't stop, sir. Should
Shall
I
I
stop?
stop?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
stop the
Yeah,
record.
stop it.
yeah.
Stop it.
But see, today until what page we have finished?